Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to Seven Kingdoms Total War, the Game of Thrones modification. This mod has recently received the 2.0 update, which is a massive overhaul, revamping a ton of the factions, adding in a bunch more houses from around Westeros, as well as that it also adds in the White Walkers and the Night King, so we'll be messing around with a battle with him very soon. I just thought it would be fun to go ahead and dive into the custom battle selection so you guys can kind of see everything that is to offer in this mod. And I'm really excited because a lot of the older models have been updated to fit more with the season that shall not be mentioned, aka season 8, even though I just mentioned it and I've made that joke like 7 times, but hey, I will roll with it. But yeah, so a lot of the models have been updated. There's new textures on the shields to give them a really cool like leathery feel. They look amazing. So yeah, but the update is great. You guys will definitely be seeing a bunch more battles on the channel. I'll be hosting some on my Discord as well, so make sure to go ahead and join the link down below in the description. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out all the houses, all the new stuff. So you have this faction right here called all factions, which you can see you've got all the custom characters from a ton of different houses, and then you've got a select bunch of houses, so you can kind of create these alliance armies from, you know, the north and the Riverlands fighting together. Maybe you can have House Tully fighting with House Karstark, and so on. And you obviously can make other alliances as well with the Tyrells, the Baratheons. It's just kind of a cool way to really combine all of these houses together. I'm not sure if there's like everything here, but there could be. I mean, you could really have just one person playing the Battle of Winterfell with Unsullied, Northmen, and, you know, some of the Night's Watch and stuff like that. You could actually do that, which is kind of cool. So we got Beyond the Wall. Obviously we got the Night's Watch, the Wildlings, and now the Night King. We are going to be playing as the Night King in a second, so make sure to keep an eye on him. Apparently he is ridiculously OP. Unfortunately, there are no amateur assassin people with, you know, shiny blades to come and one-shot him, so he is going to be really strong. You can only bring one of him. You also have this other White Walker unit. Again, they're really strong, so it's going to take a lot to bring them down, unlike in the show. Then obviously, as we go over, we have the Dornish Houses. So we've got House Dane and House Martell. You don't really see much. Obviously, this mod is mainly based on the TV show, so you don't really get to see much more from Dorne. Unfortunately, it was definitely a missed opportunity. With Essos, you do have the Unsullied and the Dothraki. The Dothraki have been updated with their new kind of winter northern garments, so they look kind of a lot cooler, like they do in Season 8. As we go down, the Crown Lands are going to be the same. You've got House Baratheon. So I think this is the Baratheon from Robert's Rebellion, maybe? You do have them right there. You obviously have Jaime Lannister in his Kingsguard outfit, and you also have Jaime Lannister in his Lannister outfit if you go over to the Westerlands. So yeah, you can play as Robert Baratheon and be like, gods, I was strong, and, you know, go that. You even have the Gold Cloaks as well, the Golden Company, sorry, the Gold Cloaks are right here, and you have the Golden Company led by Harry Strickland, again, a character you don't really see, and you have elephants as well, so you can bring elephants to Westeros if you want to. But as we continue to go down, we do have the Iron Islands, just for House Greyjoy. You don't really have any other houses because none are really mentioned in the TV show at all. We go obviously over to the North. The North have a ton of playable characters which you can mess around with. All of these do have their own 3D models on the campaign map, so you can physically see Ramsay Bolton fighting, you know, Jon Snow or, you know, Robb Stark, etc, etc. You can even play as Eddard as well. So you have all the houses of the North. The North are definitely kind of one of the more filled out kind of I guess factions, because they have just basically everything. And again, all House Mormont and all of that have been updated to fit more with their later aesthetic. The Reach, you have House Tarly, you have the Tyrells as well. Again, they're kind of really the only two. I mean, Old Town does get mentioned a little bit, but not, you know, massively. The Riverlands, you have the Twins, you have House Tyrell, House Mallister. I thought there was another house in the Riverlands, but maybe they got removed for, like, you know, just kind of space, because I think Attila only lets you have so many units. But I thought there was another house. There was House Mallister, obviously Tully and the Twins, but I thought there was House Bracken, maybe? Yeah, it was House Bracken, but I guess they must have got moved out to make room or something for another house. We obviously have the Stormlands, and you have, you know, Robert Baratheon, Stannis, and also Renly with all their houses. I really love the background for Stannis as well, the one true king We got the Vale, of course, if we go over here. So the Vale has obviously the Arryn troops, and we also have House Royce as well, led by Jon Royce. And then finally for the Westerlands, we do have, I think Kraken Hall got added, and we also now have the Marbrands, which is from Ashford, I believe. In the Westerlands. So yeah, again, you have a bunch of them. You have the Mountain pre-being zombified, and you have a few other characters as well. Jaime Lannister in his armor, Kevin Lannister before he got blown up, and a Brax as well. So that's going to be basically all the factions. As you can see, there is an absolute ton of houses to mess around with and play with. It gets pretty insane. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up into a battle, and we'll just see what the White Walkers are capable of in this patch, because I've been told they are pretty goddamn OP, so I'm excited to see what they're capable of. The Night King has come for the Seven Kingdoms indeed. So here we go, guys. We are now in the battle. I have amassed a mighty horde as the Attila speech does continue on. I'll just move him a little bit so he shuts up. We don't care about your speeches. We are undead, Night King. So yeah, as you can see, I have amassed a pretty mighty horde, over 8,000, 9,000 undead basically. And this, I could have brought obviously a lot more, but I just thought for the sake of it. So I'm not sure if the undead models have changed too much. I think they've had a few kind of tweaks. Yeah, they do look a little bit different, so these guys have obviously been updated. So for the undead, you do have the whites, which are kind of more of the fresher, recently killed units, and again, there'll be a mix of like different units. You'll see some Stark shields in there and other units. And then you have kind of more of the ancient whites where the flesh has decayed and they're kind of just skeletons running forward. And these guys do have 300 entities in their units, so they are pretty thick. We then have the White Walkers themselves, so these are kind of a detached unit of White Walkers which are on foot, not on horse, and they can roam around and yeah, go ahead and just basically keep the troops intact. So I've gone ahead and put some of them throughout my battle line. You can see, we'll push this unit over a little bit as well. Actually, we've already got one there. So yeah, you can see these kind of smaller clumps of my my units here, which are going to be kind of controlling parts of the army. And then we have the big boy himself, the Night King. Again, the 3D modeling on these guys, absolutely amazing. It's the same for every single character in this mod. Like, they all look this good. So yeah, the modder does an amazing job, and you know, this is just like one guy making all of these models and stuff, and it's the same for every single house. So let's go ahead and just start advancing forward our undead horde. The snow is coming down, winter has come indeed. So we'll start advancing forward, and we'll be looking for the enemy position. The Night King can just walk whilst his hordes run. Oh, look at that, the ancient hordes are a ton faster than the I guess because they are just skeletons, than the other whites as well. They look pretty intimidating as they just, yeah, look how like just messed up these ancient hordes do look. Oh my god, that's shivers, because sends shivers down my spine. But yeah, we'll advance forward them, let everyone else just kind of just move forward. So we're going up against a pretty large force of the Seven Kingdoms. I've given them Unsullied, Dothraki, there's some Tully men in there, there's a lot of Northmen, swordsmen, House Mormont are fighting Jaime Lannister, we've got Jorah Mormont's fighting in the battle, Grey Worm is here, so there's a ton of characters which we'll hopefully see engaged in this, and I guess we'll just keep on advancing, right? Why not? They'll be there somewhere, and we can just fly against them again. The Night King can just slowly but surely advance as his legions push forward, ready to come in. Man, it'd be such a cool, like, if you had like the raised dead mechanic. So here you go. Yeah, there's also a large wildling force as well. So we're going into view of them right now, and oh my god, they're actually marching forward to battle. So we've got House Mormont right here, advancing their formation. We got some of the Dothraki horsemen. These are the Blood Riders, so kind of the ones that have given their lives for the Khaleesi. So she is, yeah, you can see these guys right there. Fierce warriors, no flaming swords, unfortunately. That would be a very, very cool unit if the modder ever did decide to add that in. We have Jon Snow is leading the army. Obviously, we have the Unsullied here, the Unsullied Spearmen. You can't really see them too well. The camera won't go down far enough because we're going up a hill. But you can see them right there. And it's obviously quite dark as well, so it's a little bit hard to see them all. Then we've got the Stark soldiers, so we've got Stark infantry, again pushing up. I love the banners as well. The banners look really, really cool. And I guess a lot of these Stark units do look updated. We've got some wildling infantry as well. Again, you know, there's just so many units. I'm not really sure what's up with these purple beards. Is that I know like loads of people from like Tyrell have purple beards, but is that like a book reference I'm just not getting? Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe it's a certain clan like dye their beards or something. We have Jon Snow in the midst here. You can see Jon. I think this is like pre being killed, Jon Snow. But yeah, you can see him down. Hopefully, I will just pause it so you can get a proper look at him before he flees away. You can also see the House Tully infantry as well, looking very awesome indeed. Where did he go? I can't picture him now. He's normally the guy without a helmet, which is obviously ironic because the helmet's like the most important piece of armor. But I guess, you know, you've got to do it. So yeah, I think this is pre-Night's Watch being stabbed. Jon Snow, maybe just after Night's Watch. No, this is Battle of the Bastards, Jon, isn't it? So it's not, I don't think it's quite Battle for the Long Night, Jon Snow, but it's Battle of the Bastards, Jon Snow, which is cool. And I think that's basically it for their infantry. Yeah, more Dothraki. I know there is, we can try and find Grey Worm if you guys want me to. Yeah, I'll find Grey Worm and Jorah, and then we'll get this battle started. So we've got Grey Worm all the way over on this left-hand side. He's going to be leading an elite group of Unsullied right here. Pushing forward. Man, I really wish Grey Worm, you know, got killed with the rest of the Unsullied before he broke that. I mean, we're not going to get onto it because I could talk about Season 8 and how shit it was. But yeah, it was just like, such a good moment for him to, you know, dive in with the rest of his Unsullied and break the bridge as he fought across. And then we have Jorah's unit, I think, over here on this right-hand side. Yeah, there he is. Where is he? I don't think he's wielding... Is he wielding Longclaw? Yeah, no, he's not wielding Longclaw in this one. But there you go, yeah, you can see Jorah right there looking awesome. Like, look at that 3D model, that is like literally amazing. But yeah, let's get this battle started. Let's go ahead and kick off this engagement. We'll advance forward our whites. What we can do is we can just group these guys, ungroup these guys, and then we should just be able to right click. And the army, yeah, just attacks it. The hordes of hell are upon you, you brave men of Westeros. And yeah, I wish them good luck. And here you go, the Unsullied line is about to be smashed. I mean, imagine right there. So yeah, this is one of the things. He's using a really nice gloss texture for the flags and the leather kind of over the shields as well. So these flags and the Lannister shields look really good. And there you go, the Unsullied as the skeletons come flying in. The ancient dudes are going to go flying in and just collapse against their battle line, breaking up their entity like they're nothing. Over on this side as well, more of the infantry flying in, and their men are going to be hard pressed to defeat this. That charge is just, that is literally horrific, and that's exactly how it should be. It looks gimmicky, but honestly, that is how the Horde should react, you know, that's what we saw it. You can see House Mormont right here, going in against them, fighting hard. Some of the Unsullied have now been committed to this fight as well. There are also some House Aaron swordsmen as well. I'm not sure if we saw them or not, but yeah, you can see the House Aaron swordsmen as well. I didn't actually bring any Knights of the Vale, which was maybe my bad. Maybe, oh my god, look at that battle line. Yeah, there's going to be some pretty epic battles, so let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you want to see going forward. If there's any specific battles, if you want us to redo the Long Night, the Battle for Winterfell, we can definitely do that. There's a bunch of other houses. I would love to do the Battle of the Trident if the modder ever adds in Battle of the Trident Targaryen units. That would be really cool to kind of see his take on that. That would be dope. So yeah, as you can see, the undead have clashed. I mean, look at that battle line. We're going to go in slow-mo right now to truly just, I mean, you guys know for a fact I'm a huge fan of huge battle lines like this. And that just looks amazing. That really does look sick. Like, I'd love just, I mean, just, okay, my screen's a little bit more zoomed in than what you guys are seeing. But I mean, that is epic. That really is. I love seeing just thick battle lines, loads of units moving in. And the crazy thing is, this is just a 1v1. You know, like, you can quite easily get a ton more units in. Let's also throw in some of the White Walkers as well. I mean, what we'll do as well is we'll throw in the Night King, because I want to see what they're capable of, because apparently they're really, really OP. I think what I might do for my next video, and let me know if this is something that you guys want to see, is I might do a Last Stand battle, like the Seven Kingdoms Last Stand, give them 2 full goddamn stacks of White Walkers, which will be like 20,000 undead zombies, and I'll have like an army of like 10,000 Westerland soldiers, or not Westerland, but Westerosian soldiers, like it'll be a mix of Lannister. It'll kind of just be all the Seven Kingdoms. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll have like an epic last stand battle. I'll golden chevron all my units so we stand a bit more of a chance, and we'll try and defeat the Night King without a shiny dagger and an assassin apprentice, which will be very, very difficult indeed. It'd be really cool as well if the modder ever added in Bran in his wheelchair as like a... Because you know in like Medieval 2, if you guys have played Medieval 2 before, that there was like a standard, right? Which you could get from the Crusades, which would help rally the soldiers. It would be really cool if you could have Bran. I mean, it would also be cool if he shot laser beams from his eyes and stuff like that. But, you know, maybe that can come a little bit later. It would also, again, if I'm making like a wish list for stuff I would love to see in this mod, is obviously custom maps and stuff. I would just love to see what the modder could do with his amazing 3D modeling skills, like creating custom buildings and stuff. It would be insane. And I think, yeah, seeing Daenerys would be cool in the mod as well. But besides that, you know, this mod is very complete. You have so many houses to pick from. It's actually insane. And I guess maybe I shouldn't be giving a wish list after the modder has spent, you know, many, many years creating something like this. I should just be content. And honestly, I really am. I don't mean to come across like I'm not, because, yeah, this is an amazing mod, and the quality of the units is absolutely insane. It really goes beyond modding. You know, this is like, you know, better than, you know, a lot of the professionals would ever do. So the modding skill is very good. And it's just a shame that Attila doesn't allow you to mod more, more frequently, more of the stuff. And oh my god, how epic is that? Look at the boys. They're just like ready for some action. Man, I wish we got to see more of these fights. Like, that's all they had to do in the Battle of Winterfell. Again, I said I wasn't going to rant, but all they had to do was just pair off the main characters and all the Valyrian steel wielders fighting off, you know, around the Godswood, trying to attack Bran, getting pushed in slowly but surely, you know, kind of fighting off into these 1v1 scenarios with the White Walkers. Oh my god. You know, just imagine if, like, all the main characters got pushed back. Because again, that's quite cinematic, you know, that's quite kind of Hollywood, having the main characters pushed back, but, you know, the entire series turned into some massive Hollywood mess. But having all the main characters, like, surrounding Bran, 1v1 in White Walkers and stuff, and some of them slowly getting cut down, and then, you know, even then, Arya comes in and one-shots the Night King, like, but, like, oh, I don't know. I'm just going to stop, because I'm sure you guys could talk all day, and I'm sure I could talk all day. Maybe we need to have, like, a live stream where I just vent. Even though we had many of them beforehand, but still, God, it just hurts me to my soul. Oh well, you know, a dream of summer, is it, the last book, and obviously Winds of Winter. You know, hopefully put our mind at ease. Here we go. Some of the White Walkers are now being committed to the front to help buff up the front line. And yeah, and as I said, these guys are tanky. They're just gonna, you know, probably, I mean, honestly, we probably don't even need them in this fight. The undead lines are, you know, fighting pretty heavily. Something that as well will be kind of cool. I mean, I guess maybe that'd be probably a way too much effort than it's worth, but like having new sounds in Attila, like with the undead horde and stuff. But from what I know, the sounds, there's literally like tens of thousands of soundtracks, and none of them are labeled correctly in Attila. So a lot of the modding teams, when they try to do this, have to go through and like listen to the sound and then write down what it is and then move on to the next one. And there's literally tens of thousands of sounds. So as you can tell, it takes a long time, and it's extremely tedious to do. So I guess that's probably not worth the time. Apparently we've gained the upper hand, I would hope so. Oh, there's some Dothraki, though, looking for a flank coming around with their blades. Let's get on the Blood Rhino. We're going to go back here into the main fighting as the White Walkers, duke it off against House Mormont. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we see any of these numbers drop. But we have quite a few of them moving in. I mean, the balance of power is still already heavily in our favour. Oh yeah, something as well I should mention is that the mod itself has received some battle changes as well, so battles tend to last a lot longer. Before, the engagements were pretty fast paced, so the modder has gone ahead and reduced them to make the battles kind of just feel a little bit, you know, kind of more weighty, and they kind of just last a bit more, which is cool. You know, longer battles is always a very good thing. I'm always a big fan of them, so yeah, longer the battles the better. We've got Jon Snow right now engaging up against many whites as the purple bearded wildlings fight bravely on. Man, I wish I would have brought some of the Lannister Kite Shield infantry, because the Lannister Kite Shield infantry are like some of my favourite Seven Kingdoms units. You see Jon just fighting bravely on the front lines, leading his men to victory. For some reason, the Dothraki never did charge in, and they're just seeming like they're trying to form like a wedge or something. Yeah, and oh my god, yeah, their lines have been completely broken. Just like keep on overrunning their formation. The Unsullied is Grey Worm's unit over here. Yeah, Grey Worm's unit is down here. We could try and find him in the mass of bodies. And as well as that, like, the performance of this is really good as well, considering we've had, like, yeah, we've had a lot of soldiers here. We've actually had, what, 14,000 soldiers? Haven't lagged at all. Obviously, that's, like, probably down to the fact that we have a very, very long battle line, so that helps out, but, you know, we could definitely push this off. I think 2 full armies, which would be around about 20,000 units of the Dothraki are coming in. Yeah, 20,000 undead and then like 10,000, so about 30,000 units, you know. That's a lot. That's a hell of a lot for Attila. I think maybe we'd lag a little bit there during the main kind of brunt of the fight, but for the most part, I think we'd be pretty well off, if I'm honest. We could just slow-mo during that. So yeah, guys, seriously, let me know if you want to see that. I'd be happy to bring you guys that battle. Yeah, you can already tell as well, just the length of the battle really continuing on. But anyway, let's start our hunt for Waldo. Where is Grey Worm? He'll be in this mess somewhere, unless he's already fallen, because he's not a commander. You don't actually hear the noise. Only if Jon Snow dies, we'll get notified of it, unfortunately. I can't really see. You're basically looking for someone without a helmet. Again, it's kind of silly that they don't have helmets, but it's the best way to then recognize, because realistically, he'll just look like another soldier, and then the tens of hours that a mod has spent crafting a custom character would just be to waste, you know. So they kind of have to not have a helmet on, so you can identify them on the battlefield and see them. Oh my god, the undead are just waiting for commands. It's actually kind of cool. You know, my poor micro is actually kind of cool. It's like these guys are just waiting for an order, you know, from the White Walkers. They're just like chilling. They're just like, yeah, until we get an order. And that's kind of cool, right? That kind of does actually speak to, you know, it kind of does speak to the style of their fighting. So let's just go ahead and send some more of these guys in. Let's envelop Grey Worm's unit and bring him down. These White Walkers can come over. Let's just kind of like real push. The center is like completely broken as well, so let's just break through it. Oh my god, we've got like literally hundreds. Yeah, that last stand when we do it is going to be insane, because these guys do not die. And I love the way that they're just like funneling in. Come on, guys. Why are they stuck? They're just like pushing through. Are they okay? They're like stuck on top of each other. There you go. I had to like unplug them or something. So let's go and envelop. Oh my god, look at them moving. Let's go and envelop that. You guys continue to move around here. Yeah, they're just like heavily clumped up on each other by the looks of it. They need a bit of wriggling around. And let's just like crush around this right flank. They have literally like, yeah, 1,600 left. We've lost barely anyone. That's good to see. It's good to see the undead are like a force to be reckoned with. And Jon is trying to flee for his life. Unfortunately, that will be his grave. And there you go. Jon Snow has been killed. We can now just wrap around the last remaining units here. The last stand of the Unsullied. It's good to see that the Unsullied are the men kind of holding to the bitter end, because obviously they are the most elite units on the battlefield. Yeah, maybe what I'll have to do as well in that battle is like Golden Company, Unsullied, Lannisters, Starks. Maybe obviously the Vale will be there, Dothraki. Kind of just really going for like everything, like a united Westeros last stand against the undead. You know, what if Cersei, instead of looking to betray everyone and not send help, instead, you know, actually did send help, and the Lannisters turned up to help fight against the army of the dead. So let's just move in. There's also some Stark units left. They obviously have not heard that Jon has been slain. Oh yeah, the Night King is here as well. We haven't really looked at the Night King fighting. Let's throw him in. And also, something I didn't mention as well, I really like the horses. That's like a really cool addition. Not a single White Walker has been slain. And yeah, he is, they are just ripping through these ranks, and actually just victory is ours. As soon as he enters the battlefield, yeah, it is over. Let's get a nice little pause. Where is he? Where is the Night King really quickly? Because I want a beautiful thumbnail of him. There he is, right there, as his men just move on. I mean, yeah, he is someone not to be messed with, that is for sure. So let's take a quick look at the kills before we wrap up the video, because it'll be interesting just to see how much damage they did. And yeah, look at that, the Whites doing some serious DPS. The White Walkers doing some good damage as well. The ones that actually got stuck in did do a lot of kills. Unfortunately, Jon didn't do too well. Grey Worm and Jorah did pretty decently. But yeah, the AI got wiped away in that engagement. So there you go, guys. That is going to be the integrated, updated 2.0 version of the Seven Kingdoms Total War. Make sure to check it out. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you guys can check it out for yourselves. I highly recommend it. Be sure to join the Discord to get invited to some of the battles we're going to be hosting. If you get any replays on the mod itself without me, then make sure you send them in to me over on my Discord or by using my email down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.